Welcome to Knuckle Busters. Good take. All right, so it's a new day. We've got a few things done between the last time you saw us and now. I had my friend Jose come in. Jose, he helped me out with Dean Carney's car last season, and he's still working with Dean Carney and Formula Drift. So when we had to get some stuff done, call in a ringer. He built this slick plate for the firewall. We had to put a scatter shield on in between the trans and the block. We added a new clutch bleeder so we can bleed it from the engine bay, which will be really nice when we're out at track and if we have any issues. We're gonna move on to body work, and we're gonna put on a new felony form kit, which is really cool. And hopefully we can cut up all the excess metal and save some weight wherever we can, but we're gonna get started on that. All right, so we've installed the bumper and stuff, and you might ask, oh, why zip ties? Why not just mount it up properly? Well, like, there's some bolts in there that are proper, but the zip ties we put in the corners here because it will probably get hit, and when it does, the zip ties will just pop, and it won't bend anything else or break anything. So while we're at the track and we're testing and stuff, just the zip ties popping off would be good, so we don't bend this grill, and we don't bend the fenders or crack anything that we don't need to. From there, we're gonna move on. We're gonna put on the felony form kit. So it's very thin, it fits really nice. We're gonna try and put the least amount of rivets we can, and also cut out as much material behind it as we can to save a little weight, and we want it to look really good and clean. But we don't want to put all the rivets in because we want to send it to paint, and we want them to paint underneath it as well. So we're just gonna put a few rivets in and have it really nicely placed, but we will probably pre-drill all the holes so the body shop doesn't have to. We can leave this section for structure, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And then cut along here. I was thinking about it when I got here. I was like, oh, don't aim towards that tire. All right, so we cut everything out as much as we could, and we left just enough for a structure here. Basically just to give it something to attach to down here, and then left the corner just to keep it a bit rigid, but you can see how much we cut out. This covers basically everything. So now all we have to do is put that in place, drill some holes, get some rivets in it, and we're gonna try and get it to lay as flat as we can. Let's start here. All right, so if you've never used a rivet gun before, it's pretty simple. We chose 1/8 inch rivets, and we're using aluminum because it's just kind of easy to manage, and you have to have the right size drill bit. So you use 1/8 inch drill bit, 1/8 inch rivet, and basically that just slides in, but you want to make sure that the depth is correct too, so that it goes through the fender and through the base material, whatever the fender below it, and make sure it's all the way flat and even. And when you pull on it, it just kind of, this will pull that and bellow this out, and that's what will make it grab. So just for reference, that's kind of what it looks like. Moving on to the rear, we're gonna take our time a little bit on this one, starting on the hardest side, which is where the fuel door is. There's 2 layers of metal back here, one underneath here, and then this one here. Kind of want to investigate, so we're gonna cut here and here, pull a piece out, and then kind of investigate what's going on the inside, see how far we can cut. But we have the fuel door here too, which has got a surround over it, and we need that structure to hold that in place too, so we can't cut too much out of there, we can't go too crazy. Hopefully it's not too hard. All right, the rear was a little bit more work than the front. There's a lot to be cut out. And then the way this kit is, the bumper sticks out about here. So I had to cut that and trim that down. But it looks really cool. It'll give us maximum wheel clearance. And then I bent this up just a bit. I mean, it's really far away, but just in case the wheels under preload just smashed down. I don't want it to catch the tire and cut a hole in the tires. So we've got the felony form fenders all done. Looks really good. And it's just a nice subtle look. It's just a little bit wider than what it was from the factory. And as you saw before, we had a little bit of body damage because this is a really cheap M3. So it fixed all of our body damage and pretty happy with the way it looks. So next, we're gonna put on the lip to give it a little bit more of a ground effect. The bumper sits just a little bit too high for me. I just like it to have a little bit of an accent piece there. And then from there, we're gonna put on headlights and make it a more complete car. Maybe we'll try and fit the hood if we can make it fit over that gigantic intake. Where'd you like Mitch, dog? We'll trim it out for this. Then put the intakes on, then you can see it better. Yeah. So right now we're trying to fit the hood, but the intake is huge, so it's lifted off. So we're trying to find a location of where it is and where we can start cutting it. And we're just gonna have to kind of take a guess and then walk it down. That was a process. Pretty much finished up the bodywork for the day, and the hood fit a lot better than I thought it would. Got the fenders on, bumper on, the lip, the new grill in place. We probably won't actually put the little grills in there because we're going to put a cooler in there eventually. But pretty happy with the way it turned out. Koenig sent us some new wheels. Ready to check those out. I'm gonna put some new BFGs on those, mount them up, roll the car out, and just wash it up and take a look at it and admire what we've done today. All right, so it's a new day. We've got all the body work done. Everything looks great, but now onto some of the main concerns because next we want to get to the dyno. I want to get the throttle bodies and everything worked out. That's going to be kind of the hardest thing because we have two. We got new throttle bodies because the old ones are drive-by-wire, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I've seen them stuck open before and guys have a lot of issues. So we switched to these 90mm cable driven ones from Edelbrock. One of the problems we have is that the throttle bodies are in different positions. One's upside down and this one's right side up, and then also the length of it. So this one's gonna be a bit longer and have to travel all the way over to that other side. So we have to make a bracket to hold this in place so it cannot move. And then the same goes for down here. And then they have to meet directly in the same spot down here, and we'll have to trim that down. So when we push the pedal, both throttle bodies open completely. If we don't, we're gonna have a major issue with tunings. That's kind of our challenge today. So I wanna get that done first, and then we'll see where we can go from there. So finishing up these brackets for the throttle cables, and just pretty simple. This will accept where the throttle cable goes, and then I made two spots here to go in between the coil packs because it's kind of the only spot I have to mount, and that's just going to keep it from moving this direction when you hit the pedal. So you don't want that to rack in any other direction other than sitting still and holding that true. Jose and I finished up all the throttle cables. It turned out pretty nice. The brackets were nice and easy, and hit it. See, they both opened simultaneously. Pretty happy with that, and it was one of the things I was stressed out about, but it turned out pretty nice. So now we'll just move on to some other things like the exhaust. So everything's almost done. One of the last things on the list is doing exhaust. So we gotta get a 2-to-1. So I have 2 headers, need to come to 1 merger, and then all the way out to the back to 1 single exit exhaust. We got a bunch of different resonators to choose from Magnaflow. We're gonna see what looks good, what fits. To start the exhaust, this is kind of what I have. This is a regular M3 exhaust. And this is not a regular M3, it's a V8 M3. So we have 2 headers coming to 1 collector here and then all the way out to the back. The way I want to start this is with the muffler itself, and I'll make a couple brackets here and get that in place so that I can work forward from what was the factory exhaust up to about this point where I want to tee the 2 together, or wire the 2 together rather. And so just kind of build from the outside in, meet in the middle, and hopefully everything works out the way I plan. I think that would be like that. Yep, that's pretty much how it goes, I'm sure. Yeah. All right, so as Jamie and I have mocked up here, we've got our Stage 3 Gran Turismo exhaust. It's fitting okay for what it would be, but the problem is we have the aftermarket sway bar, and that was brought down about 2 inches, so now that's in the way of the exhaust. So we have a clearance issue there. Probably just gonna put a little dent in it with a hammer just to give us another 1/4 inch of clearance so it's not resting against it and rattling. And then it sits pretty well in the center here. We want a little bit more ground clearance if we can. Try and just make some slight tweaks just to get that up in the air. And then from here, we're gonna make the front meet up with this. Centered it up here so it looks good and tacked it up so it won't move. And I'm gonna have to clearance this somehow because of the sway bar. I'm just gonna hammer it out, I think.
Yeah, that'd be fine. With the brass hammer.
It's not like a 2-stroke pipe where you lose a whole bunch of horsepower out of it. Yep, now it fits perfect. Now the problem is with this is a bit too long. It's gonna have to be cut down because there's gonna have to be a Y to join the 2 right here. And it can only come past the trans because in front of the trans is gonna hang too low. So the further back you bring it, the problem is because the rake of everything.
Yeah.
So the rear's gonna sit lower. So anytime you have a V-band to hit back here, it has a better chance of grabbing the ground. So I like to keep them all forward under the frame rails and stuff because they won't actually hit.
Gotcha.
Because if you put one right here,
Yeah.
if you go off course,
yeah, that's
it'll rip your whole exhaust off. So right now I'm making kind of the midsection to join the front and the rear. Obviously we have 2 headers for the V8. They have to go to 1 collector. So what I'm trying to do is make a Y where these 2 merger. So it'll be something like that where the 2 come together. Pretty badass. I have the Y together, and I just want to weld this joint here because I don't want it to flex while I'm making the rest of it. Because when you weld, the heat will tend to pull it one direction or the other. So I want to have this as going to be the base of what I make everything off of. So I want this to be perfect. Well, the exhaust is all done. Well, for the most part. Still got O2 bungs, but I'm gonna wait to do that when we have the sensors so I can actually see where they need to be placed and how much room we have. But turned out pretty good. It looks good in the back, and it's just one muffler, so it should be pretty loud, but it'll take away some of the rasp, I guess, by having the exhaust on there. So it should be pretty nice. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna move on to the next thing, probably get the dashboard in and work on some of the interior pieces. All right, so we threw the dash in. It was really simple, just a couple bolts. So it was already pre-cut. And we got the new Momo steering wheel. It's a lot smaller, it's dished. It just fits a lot nicer for me in the driver's compartment. It clears the handbrake, looks really good. I enjoy it. And also a quick release so we can get in and out really easily. And then the last thing on the list is throwing in the new stack. So we just gotta find a good spot where I can see it and where it looks nice. And I'll probably just weld up some brackets to the back of this, have it mounted, and we'll be ready to go. Today on how not to bend round bar. I like round better.
Stronger.
Yeah, it just looks better. It's usually easier because you can have a bender,
Right.
just a hand bender, and you can bend it to anything. And it's just simple. Flat stock just looks stupid. It looks like it's from a tractor. This just looks nice.
Yeah.
More race car.
Mm-hmm.
Back to basics. All right, so you can see I made a real quick bracket for the stack. It'll be pretty simple. It's just gonna sit on the bar where the steering shaft is, and this will just be welded in place, and the bolts are real simple to take out and remove if we have to. So this will stay where the steering is, and then the stack should sit right in the center where I want to see it. And pretty simple install. All right, so the stack is located. It is welded in. It's dead center of the wheel, dead center of the dash. Looks really cool. I've never really had anything that cool. It'll read out everything that we need, engine temps and all kinds of stuff. So main thing is that the tack is there and I can see how high I am in the revs. I look directly at it because I'm really short, so I can see the stack better than I can see outside of the car, which means I'll have to adjust the seat position just a little bit. So I'm excited. The cockpit's looking like something now. All right, so the car is obviously a bit different than the last time we saw it. Jose and I had to do a little bit of work. We wanted to get everything prepped before we have to go to paint. So we wanted to make sure we had all the finishing touches and everything in place so after it's painted, we don't scratch everything up. We put on the intakes and notched the hood to make it fit, because obviously that intake is huge and doesn't fit under the stock M3. We put on some arrow catch hood pins to keep the hood down. It also looks sleek. The finishing touches are all done. Now we're gonna strip it down and send it to paint.